lost. Another 5 minutes, I'd have been knocking your door down. I want to know what happened last night.
I think I love you, Zoe.
What?
For what you did last night, for taking Mandy to the ball. She told me all about it. You're a star.
So did you find each other then?
Oh, yes. Eventually.
And, by the look on your face, it had a happy outcome?
One of the best nights of my life.
So you two back together again?
Yeah, more than that. A lot more than that.
Oh, you could spare me the details.
I know what you're thinking. It wasn't like that. We just stayed up all night holding hands and talking. It's brilliant.
Oh, you said romance was dead.
I asked her to marry me.
You did what?
I wasn't planning to. It just sort of happened. It just... It seemed so right. We were up in the barn, dancing, kissed her.
Never mind all that. What did she say?
She said yeah.
Paddy. Oh, I'm really pleased for you.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
How'd you feel this morning, mate? Feel like this?
Scott's got a lot to answer for.
You could say that. Should have finished the job, put him in hospital.
Leave him, mate, it's not worth it.
Roy's right. I mean, I know Scott better than anyone. He's just jealous of you. You've got Lean and he's got no one.
That's what Lynn said. Didn't make me feel any better last night either.
Well, we've got some news that cheer you up, haven't we, Roy?
Yeah.
We're getting married.
What, but I thought, well, I knew Roy had asked you, but I mean, what made you say yeah?
Oh, thanks for the vote.
No, I don't mean, I'm surprised, that's all.
We're getting married because we want to. Well, aren't you going to congratulate us?
Yeah, great, terrific. I'm sorry I didn't seem more enthusiastic. It's just my rose-tinted glasses got smashed a bit last night. I hope it works out for you. I better be off, yeah.
I'll see you, Mal.
Couldn't believe it, could he?
I know how he feels.
What do you mean?
So, I thought I'd wake up this morning and find out it were all a dream. And don't get me wrong, I'm chuffed to bits, like. It's just that you said you wanted more time to think about it.
I had all the time I need, and I want to marry you.
So, why are you sure of us, and, you know?
I know it's the right thing to do. It is, Roy, and it's going to be great. Go and get yourself ready for work, and I'll finish off down here.
Okay.
Paddy, I know you're on cloud 9 and I don't want to bring you crashing back to earth, but aren't there one or two practical difficulties to sort out before you can marry Mandy?
Like the fact that she's married to Butch, yeah.
It's a bit of a stumbling block.
I know. I don't know how Zach's going to take the news.
When are you going to tell him?
It depends. Mandy's going to test the water today. Just square things up with the Dingles before we go public.
I know how much our family means to her.
Exactly. So I'd appreciate you if you didn't say anything to anyone, not until we get the official Dingle seal of approval.
Don't worry, I won't say a word. Good luck.
Thank you. I'll need it.
I still think we should have took Scott Windsor outside and battered him.
Don't be daft, Butch. What good would that have done?
Well, it's a question of family honour, Lisa. He had it away with him whilst you were going out with Marlon. That's a thumping offence in my book.
I'm glad Marlon had a bit more sense.
Huh? We've been out of the family too long, that's this trouble. We just have to re-educate him.
The poor lad's probably nursing a broken heart. Thought him and Lynn made a lovely couple, don't you reckon, Mandy?
Yeah.
Wonder if they'll get back together again.
I don't know. If that's what they both really want, they shouldn't let anything stop them, should they? Especially not a creep like Scott Windsor. Can see why you want to give him a good hiding, Uncle Zach.
No, there you are, Lisa. Spoken like a true dingle.
Don't encourage him, Mandy.
I'm not saying that you should. What Scott did was way out of order. A lot worse than what Paddy did.
No, it weren't. We could have lost this house because of Paddy. Ah, Butch is right, Mandy. For a different crime, but it was still a crime.
That's all forgotten now, isn't it, after he delivered Belle?
Well, that was a start, Mandy, but that's all it were. What Paddy did to this family can't be put right that easily. Is there any more black pudding, Lisa?
You know, Lynn was really upset when I took her home.
Good.
Oh, come on, Marlon, you don't mean that. Look, she's very sorry for what's happened with Scott.
She might be, but it don't make me feel any better. You don't stick a knife in someone's guts and say you're sorry and expect the bleeding to stop.
It happened once, a long time ago. Now, we've all done things that we regret.
Yeah. Like me trusting her, you mean?
Do you know, I'm beginning to think you never cared for her in the first place.
How would you know?
Because if you loved her, you would forgive her. Now, she's made a mistake, that's all. We've all done it. But you're not in the school playground anymore, Marlon. If you want an adult relationship, you've got to behave like one.
What's this? Uncle Biff tells it like it is?
No, I just want to see you two back together, that's
Well, it ain't
all.
going to happen. Will you please change the subject? I've had enough arts and flowers for one morning.
What are you talking about?
Roy and Kelly getting married.
She's never said yes.
Oh, she has. So why don't you go talk to Roy? Tell him it's going to end happily ever after.
Well, thanks for the information, Miss Johnston. If you could just make your way to the station later and make a statement.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
So what are you going to do next?
Well, our investigations will continue.
No, you can't fob me off with that. What are you going to do?
Well, we'll follow certain procedures.
Why don't you arrest Sean Reynolds?
We can't be sure it was him, Chris. I didn't see his face.
Of course it was him! He threatened Miss Johnston. She could have been badly hurt.
Mr. Reynolds has been interviewed, and he can account for his movements last night.
It'll be a setup. He'll have paid someone to lie.
Chris, if I was acting as your lawyer, I'd advise you to be rather more restrained in your comments.
Mr. Tate, we'll do our best, but the fact is, we've got no forensic evidence and no positive identification.
So that's it. Anyone who feels like it can come round here, smash the place up, and you lot'll do nothing.
Well, what I will do is ask the crime prevention officer to call round.
Isn't it a bit late for that?
Well, sites like this are very vulnerable. I mean, it isn't the first incident you've had, is it? See what my colleague has to say, but, well, you might like to think about employing a security guard.
Is that the best you can do?
It's not a bad idea, Chris.
Maybe not. Thank you. You make a very good case for private security.
Morning, Kelly. I've just been speaking to Marlon. Hey, congratulations are in order.
Oh, thanks, Biff, but I ain't told my family yet.
My lips are sealed. Is that all?
Yep. Feeling proud of yourself this morning, are you?
I was telling the truth, that's all. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, come on, Scott. You knew exactly what you were doing. Give you a kick, does it? Breaking up other people's relationships.
Wait a minute, Biff. What's all this?
Oh, you haven't told your mum? Well, there's a surprise.
And why should I?
Told me what?
That he's been sleeping with Lynn while she was still going out with Marlon.
I thought Marlon was supposed to be a friend of yours.
Yes, and it takes two, Mum. Why is everybody blaming me?
Because we know what you're like.
You knew Marlon would be gutted if he found out, didn't you?
It weren't just Marlon. You went out your way to upset everyone. You ruined that party.
Come on. Am I on trial or something? Kelly, you know it wasn't like that. You know what was going on.
Get lost, Scott.
It's a good job you arrived when you did. You might have torched the place.
I'll get on to the insurance company. We better make a list of everything that needs replacing. What do you think? Chris?
I don't believe it. It's Reynolds, large as life.
You're joking.
What the hell are you doing here?
I've come to offer my sympathy and support. Oh dear, what a mess.
Mindless violence. The act of a moron.
I had a visit from PC Dillon this morning. He seemed to think I might know something about this.
You, of course, had no idea it had happened.
I believe you disturbed the intruder.
I'm not scared of you, Reynolds. If you want to play dirty, that suits me just fine.
I don't know what you mean. Like I said, I'm here to show solidarity with a business competitor, that's all.
Get out of here.
Sure. Hey, it was a good thing no one got hurt. You mightn't be so lucky next time.
We're not going to be rushed off our feet this week, are we?
Nah, it's pretty quiet. But Mr. Smith rang earlier. Said you spoke to him at the ball.
That's right. What did he want?
He wants you to call in and look at one of his horses. It's off its feed.
Well, let's hope that means that he's decided to come back to us. With any luck, he won't be the last. I chatted up a lot of farmers last night.
It's not like you, Zoe.
Strictly business.
Hi, so.
Hey, Paddy told me the news. I'm really pleased for you.
Thanks for everything.
What's all that about?
Paddy proposed to me last night. I said, yeah, Kel, I'm going to get married.
Snap, so am I.
You are?
Grab a chair, man.
3 burger and fries, 2 clubs, and I'll sort the drinks out.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
Hi.
Thank goodness, the 7th Cavalry.
Will you let me know when it's my turn to stand about doing nothing?
Lynn will be with you in a minute, Betty.
Actually, Biff, I'm not sure it's such a good idea me working here anymore.
Why not?
Well, after what happened with Marlon last night, you saw him just then, he completely ignored me.
Oh, he'll come around.
I don't think so. Anyway, maybe it's for the best. It'll give me time to study for my A-levels.
Well, why don't you just talk to him?
I don't think he'd listen.
Oh, come on, at least give it a try. What have you got to lose? Me and Betty will look after things out here.
Says who?
Once Betty's had a well-earned rest and been waited on hand and foot.
Oh, if you put it like that.
Go on.
Don't let's throw it all away, Marlon.
It's a bit late for that.
I'm sorry. I really am.
I never thought you and Paddy would get back together, and now you're getting married. It's all so sudden.
I suppose so, but it's what we both wanted for ages. And last night when he asked me, it just felt so right. I mean, it must have been like that with you and Roy.
Well, it weren't exactly like that.
But you've known Roy for a long time. I mean, a lot longer than I've known Paddy. You must have suddenly decided that he was the one you wanted.
Yeah, I suppose so.
What's the matter, Kel? You are sure about Roy?
Yeah, of course I am. You're right. I've known him for ages, and he's such a sweet bloke, and when I'm with him, I feel really safe, you know.
Paddy makes me feel a lot of things when I'm with him, but none of them's safe.
It's the same when I'm with Roy. Of course it is.
You told Viv yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, at least you can tell her. No, because that's going to hit the roof when he finds out.
You're not going to let him stop you, are you?
No, of course not. I do envy you.
What do you mean?
You can do what you want. Viv's not going to object, is she? I know Scott's not happy about the idea, but what's he going to do? He's not going to stop it. You don't know how lucky you are.
I know I didn't treat you as well as I should. But I'd never done what you did, you know? I'd never betrayed you.
Don't make it sound worse than it was, Marlon.
Good old Marlon, eh? Solid, dependable, stupid Marlon.
Don't.
Marlon. Anything to win you back, you know? Make a complete prat of himself in public because he thought you were so special.
Stop it, Marlon. Look, I know what you did to win me back, and I admired you for it.
But none about you and Scott, I wouldn't have bothered.
You must have done things you regret. Look, I wish it had never, ever happened. But it did. I was feeling miserable and I fell for his so-called charm. I behaved like the prat, Marlon, not you. Just forgive me. Please, Marlon.
You got a minute? Is something the matter, love? Yes and no. It's supposed to be the happiest day. Well, it is the happiest day of my life.
It doesn't look like it.
Paddy's asked me to marry him. I've said yes.
Oh, that's marvellous. I'm so happy for both of you.
Oh, thanks, Lise. That means a lot to me.
But it means you'll be able to get shot of Butch. The sooner that marriage is ended, the better.
I agree, but what's Uncle Zach going to say?
Well, he done what he wanted. He married Butch, he saved the family home. Now it's time to follow your own heart.
But Uncle Zach won't see it like that. I tried to say something this morning, but as soon as I mentioned Paddy, well, you heard what him and Butch said.
It's your life, love.
I know, but I don't want to split the family. I want Butch to agree to a divorce, and I want to marry Paddy with Uncle Zach's blessing.
Well, if you put it like that...
You help me.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to talk to Uncle Zach. Sound him out. He listens to you.
So, what made you change your mind?
I didn't change my mind. I never said I wouldn't marry you.
All right, then, what made you, Decide.
Don't keep going on about it, Roy. I love you and I want to marry you. And that's all you need to know.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just that it all happened so quickly at party. You seemed to sort of like decide when you were talking to Scott.
What's that got to do with it?
I don't know. You didn't talk to him about us, did you?
Do you think I discussed marriage with Scott? You know what he's like.
Of course I do.
You don't know what commitment means. I went out to tell him what I thought of him. Nothing to do with you and me.
I'm sorry if I keep going on about it, Kelly. Just marrying you, it's sort of what I wanted. I still can't believe it's happening.
Well, it is. What I really want as well.
Well, seems though you told Marlon, might as well make it public.
I told Mandy and all.
Well, in that case, we'd best head up and tell your mum. I don't want to find that from someone else.
Yeah, you're right.
I've got a proposition to put to you.
Why do I suddenly feel nervous?
There's no need to. It's perfectly legitimate.
I want to offer you a job.
I've got one.
Yeah, but it's a crummy job, Terry. You hate it.
Hey, if you don't mind.
I could just see you behind the wheel of one of them trucks.
I ain't got an HGV licence.
It wasn't a driving job I had in mind.
But we do have a security problem. We've had a few incidents, and we need someone to keep an eye on the place, particularly during the hours of darkness.
What, you're after a night watchman? No, thank you.
OK, I'll be honest with you, Terry. You're right, at first it might not be much more than that. But I've got plans for the business. If things work out, you could be the manager of security for a big operation in 6 months.
Go on, Terry. What have you got to lose?
I pay the going rate at first. But if the business grows, so would your salary. I just need someone who can look after themselves and someone I can trust.
Give it a go, Terry. At least you'll be working near home, and you'll have prospects, which is more than what you've got at the moment.
Well, she's right, isn't she?
I've been thinking about what you said earlier about telling your Uncle Zach.
Will you do it?
I've got a better idea.
What's that?
Say nothing.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for asking.
Oh, don't be like that, Mandy. Hear me out.
Well, what's there to say? I'll have to do it myself.
Look, if you tell your Uncle Zach, it'll be like a red rag to a bull.
Which is why I asked you to help me.
Look, if you listen to me, I will tell you what to say. Right. You tell Butch you want a divorce, but don't mention Paddy.
Huh?
If you say out about Paddy, he'll say no. So you say you've done what you set out to do, you've got the money for the house, and now it's time to call it a day.
And you reckon he'll go with that?
I think he will, yes. I know how he felt about you, but he realises the marriage is over and it's pointless carrying on.
And what about Uncle Zach?
You tell him the same. What I'm trying to say is you take it a step at a time. You get divorced from Butch first and you're halfway there. What do you say?
I can't think of a better idea. Thanks, Lise.
You must be mind readers. I've just made some tea.
That's not why we're here. We've got something to tell you.
Yeah, we thought you should be first to know.
Where's Scott?
He's in Houghton.
I'm starving.
Wait a minute, Donna. What have you got to say?
Me and Kelly, we're gonna get married.
What? We ain't got a ring yet, but as from today, we're engaged. I know it seems sudden, but it's what we both want.
Well, that's marvellous news, isn't it, Donna?
When's the baby due?
No, it's not like that.
Oh, don't be such a cynical little madam. I am really, really pleased for you. Listen, Kelly, I know we've had our differences and you've made some pretty stupid mistakes as far as men are concerned, but...
Thanks a lot.
You've obviously put it all in the past now and you couldn't wish for a nicer bloke than Roy here. He's just what you need.
Yeah, I know.
And do you know what you're letting yourself in for?
I think so.
Oh, this is great news. Best news I've had in ages. I can't wait to tell Scott. Might encourage him to grow up a bit.
Can't believe the gall of that man, strolling into the yard like that.
A lot of it was down to bravado. If you ask me, he's a worried man.
Well, how'd you make that out?
Well, look at the way he's behaving. Breaking into the yard at night, smashing up the office. You've got him on the run. It was an act of desperation.
Maybe so. He needn't think he can repeat it.
I don't think he will. But if he does, it won't be me he comes across, it'll be Terry.
Yeah, I must admit, I quite like the idea of Terry giving Reynolds a good hiding. I wish he'd tried again.
What does it matter? As long as we get the better of him and put him out of business.
I don't think he's beaten you.
It's only a matter of time.
You may be right. We may have him on the run. But when he came to the office, I think it was his way of telling us that he wasn't finished.
Well, I don't see what else he can do to hurt us.
Well, at this precise moment, neither do I. But I'm not prepared to wait for him to make his next move.
Well, we don't have any choice, do we?
I think we do. You know what they say. Attack is the best form of defence.
Mandy! I've been thinking about you all day.
Oh, and I have been thinking about you.
How did it go? Did you manage to speak to Zach?
I didn't really get a chance. It wasn't the right time.
There'll never be a perfect time where Zach's concerned.
I know, but I did speak to Lise and she's really happy for us.
Well, that's good.
And she gave me some advice on, how to talk to Uncle Zach.
You know, if you're really worried, do you want me to tell him?
No, that'll just make things worse. He's still unforgiving you for not putting the money up for the house.
Well, why can't he just accept that that's ancient history?
Because he's proud and he's stubborn.
Listen, Mandy, I love you. And you love me, and that's all that matters. Even Zach's going to have to accept that.
He will, I promise you. It's just going to take time.
Would you not think we've waited long enough?
I want things to be right, and I want Uncle Zach to be happy for us.
Yeah, you got as much chance it was one of his sows to fly to Leeds and back.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting wed in the middle of another family row. We've already been there.
You haven't changed your mind since last night, have you? You're not getting cold feet.
No, no way. I want to marry you, Paddy Kurt, whatever it takes, and nothing's going to stop me. I promise.
Woo! What's going on? Woo! Oh, good, Scott, you're here. Just in time. Go and get another glass.
What's going on?
Go on, tell him the good news.
We're celebrating our engagement. We and Roy getting married.
Married?
It's what people do when they love each other and they want to be together.
I know what it means. I know exactly what it means.
It's a pity you haven't found anybody you feel like that about.
Who says I haven't?
I only wish you would, Scott. I'd love to see you settle down.
You know, it's amazing that you've known Roy all these years and you've suddenly realised that he's the one.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have a problem with that, Scott? No. I can see how it could happen.
But don't just sit there. Give Kelly a kiss, for goodness sake. Right. To Kelly and Roy.
To Roy and Kelly.